Hi, this is John. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I know you clicked on this video because you want to find out, what do I do to get that body fat to start to drop? What do I have my clients do to get their body fat to start to drop? I'm going to give you the formula, okay? It's a simple one. This is a simple, straightforward formula, and I want you to check it out. On my end, I do this. I've done this for years. It works wonderfully well. It does take the ability to track your food. So you do need to know how much food you put in your system, just like you need to know how much gas you put in your car, right? So how do we do that? Get a good calorie counting app. Use your phone, go to the store, the app store, and download a good calorie counting app. Now, I'm not going to tell you which one to get because obviously they don't sponsor this show, so I'm not going to sponsor them or promote them in particular. There are plenty of great ones. Find one that works for you, that you understand and can work with simply, and that is easy to understand. And for you, works well as far as tracking, and also gives a good database of foods with which when you pump in a certain bunch of letters on a word, it'll finish it for you and it already has it in its database. That would be the best kind to get. So they already have caloric amounts listed for each type of food. Okay, let's get right to it. First, I go and I have myself and my clients track our daily caloric intake. Nobody here is on a diet yet. Nobody here is, trying to keep it clean because we're being watched. All of it is based on just get your calories written down for everything you eat, normally for 5 full days. 5 days of tracking your food just to get the daily calories that you're taking in. After you get those 5 days worth of normal eating for what's normal for you right now, right? Once you get those 5 days, I want you to add up those 5 numbers, just like I do, just like my clients do. We take those 5 numbers, we add them up, and then we divide by 5. Now we come up with our daily caloric average, our daily average calories. When we have that number, that's the one that counts the most. Hypothetically speaking, just for easy math, let's do this, and let's say over the course of 5 days, I averaged 2,500 calories per day. What am I going to do now? I'm going to take that 2,500 calorie number, I'm going to subtract 500 from it. Not coincidentally, 500 times 7 days a week equals 3,500 calories. Not coincidentally, as I said, that 3,500 calories also equals 1 pure pound of human body fat. So in the course of 1 straight week of keeping my clients, at a 500 calorie reduction, I'm looking at a minimum of 1 pure pound of body fat dropped, burnt, torched. There you go. Doing that for 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, at least you're looking at 4 pure pounds of body fat painlessly, easily done, going from 2,500 to 2,000 calories per day. Now, do I stay on that the entire time? No. Every 2 weeks or every 1 week, I check. I monitor my waist measurement. I have my clients check the fattest part of their body. And we got to be honest about this, right? It's either going to be their waist or their hips with most people. We measure their waist or their hips on day 1 before they even start their caloric deficit program. So if I'm at 2,500 calories and I bump it down to 2,000, that day that I start, that morning, I wake up, I measure my waist at the belly button, specifically. Measure it at the belly button. Why the belly button? It's not going to move. You know, over the course of weeks and months, that belly button's not going to move. You're going to be pretty accurate about finding your belly button and putting the tape right around that spot. So you'll be pretty accurate with it. The hips, same thing. If you're measuring at the hips, top of the pubic hair or the pubic bone every single time. Okay? So you go ahead and you measure and step on the scale too for day 1 just to see where you're at, the morning of day 1. Now you're on, like I was on. I'm on 2,500 calories. I'm going to drop it to 2,000. I'm eating 2,000 every single day. That 2,000 number right there, I should be dropping 1 or more pounds of pure body fat per week. This is without doing any cardio. It's without doing any more weight training. It's without doing anything extra or different other than I'm simply dropping my calories. I didn't say eat more protein. I didn't say drop the carbs. I didn't say play with the carbs. None of that. This simple formula will last for weeks and months on end, where you drop 500 from your initial number that you're normally eating. It's so important to get that initial number of what are you normally eating. So if I'm eating 2,500, I've been down at 2,000 now. 1 pound of pure body fat per week. How long do I do that for? How long do I have my clients do that for? We do it until it doesn't work anymore. How do we define it's not working anymore? We define that by one simple measurement, the waist measurement and the scale. Along the way, it does not happen in a linear pattern, straight down. Along the way, it's more like a stair-step pattern. You will drop weight and the measure will go down like this. So on a graph, as it's going down, we want to see it trending down. If 1 week you measure yourself and the waist measure is down 1/4 of an inch, but the scale did not move, don't freak out. Don't think it's not working. It is still working. Your measurement went down. The scale the following week will most likely go down. What you do is you stick to your plan. Once every 7 days, you can take 1 meal off. Just like I do, just like my clients do, I take 1 meal off about every 7 days. That's just 1 meal. Eating anything that we want to eat just for a 1 hour period of time. That does not stop the process. If anything, it helps it by keeping your metabolism fired up. So I continue to do that until both the measurement around the waist, in my case, or the scale, not or. The measurement and the scale both stop working. Both stop dropping. When they both stop dropping, how do I know? Not just for 1 week, but 2 weeks it stops dropping. When it stops for 2 weeks, that's when I drop my 2,000 number down another 500 calories. Now I'm down at 1,500. At 1,500 per day, I just initiated another pure pound of human body fat being burnt off each week, off my body, off my clients' bodies. This is the way we roll. Dropping those calories and still making every attempt to eat a well-balanced diet. That's with protein, with carbs, with fats. Notice, I'm not even addressing it with my clients at that point. I'm only talking about a caloric decrease, not getting caught up in all of the mythological things of you must drop carbs, you must do high protein, you must do high fat. None of those things. I call them mythological. I don't really mean mythological. What I mean is you don't need to do that initially. You can stick with a plan like this, eat foods you like to eat, but reduce the size, the portions of those meals. Keep it spread out over the same number of meals that you're used to eating. If you're used to eating 5 times a day, eat 5 meals. Just reduce the size of several of those meals to get the calories down initially, in my case, from 2,500 to 2,000, from 2,000 to 1,500. So I pick and choose which meals I want to cut down on. Just by doing that, for months, I will be reducing my body fat, and my clients will be reducing their body fat as well. So this formula works. How long do I stay on the next level? If I'm down to 1,500 calories, I can't stay on that. Once that stops working, generally I break the diet and I start to reverse it, just like I've mentioned in my books. In my book, actually, the most recent one, Physique 101. You can find it on my website, MrAmericaHeart.com. Yes, this is a shameless plug of my book. It's Physique 101. Here's the cover, and you can find it on MrAmericaHeart.com. You can find the download, or you can go to Amazon and get an actual physical copy of the book. It's a great book, and I show how to reverse your way out of that diet. So that's it for today. From my heart to you, John Hart. I hope you get something out of this. Simple math applied to your eating program will have you reducing body fat weekly. And that's it. From my heart to you, John Hart. Thank you. Oh, before you leave, lest I forget, please hit that subscribe button off to the right-hand side. And then also, if you'd hit that thumbs up on your left, I'd really appreciate it. It helps out a lot. Thanks for stopping by.